I knew something was wrong the moment my phone vibrated, once, sharply, just before I stepped out of the elevator. A message. From him, my wife's father. Be ready. The client understands more than he shows. I stood there, frozen for a moment, staring at the text. Not because of what he said, but because of what he didn't. He had never warned me about anything before, and he never sent messages this late, not unless something was slipping, breaking, cracking through the perfect mask he wore. When I walked into the hotel dining room, he looked up at me with a strange tightness around his smile, like he had been caught doing something he shouldn't. My wife avoided my eyes. That was the first real fracture. I took my seat, exactly where they positioned me, beside her, across from him, and just close enough to the Japanese client that any slip would be noticed. So I slipped into silence, into calculation, into the version of myself no one sees. I told them I barely understood Japanese. They believed it. So they talked, freely, comfortably. And then, he said something that made the air disappear from my lungs. A single sentence. A quiet, casual confession spoken in flawless Japanese, meant only for the client's ears. A sentence that changed everything. I kept my face blank, my hands steady, my heartbeat slow. But inside, something cold, something old woke up. And it didn't let me breathe again. Not until the truth was pulled out of the dark. After the dinner, suspicion crawled underneath my skin like a second pulse. It didn't scream, it didn't panic, it just pressed. Quiet, heavy, inevitable. His words looped in my mind, each replay clearer than the last. She chose stability over love. Her husband is useful, nothing more. Useful, a placeholder, a convenient blind spot. I didn't ask questions, I observed. The late-night calls she stepped outside to answer. The sudden loyalty her father showed her, too protective, too defensive. And the way she looked at me now, like guilt was a shadow she couldn't outrun. I let days pass, 3, 4, silent, controlled. I didn't confront, I didn't accuse, I investigated. Phone logs, hotel bills, dates that didn't match the stories she gave me, photos hidden in cloud folders she didn't think I'd access. Every detail a thread, every thread a path, every path leading to the same dark corner. A truth forming like a bruise under the skin, growing darker, harder, unavoidable. I ordered a DNA test, quietly, strategically, not for myself, for our son. A part of me already knew the result. But knowing and accepting are two different things. I slept beside her that night, listening to her breathing, steady, normal, unaffected, while mine filled the room like a storm no one could see. When the results came, the world didn't collapse. It clarified, like glass wiped clean. He wasn't mine. Our son, her son, held none of my blood. The father? Exactly who I heard at the dinner. Her father. The man who smiled at me like a benevolent guardian. A pillar of family, respect, tradition. In reality, he had been protecting her from a truth he hoped I'd never uncover. I didn't rage. I didn't break. I prepared. I waited until the next family dinner. Small, private, perfect. I placed the folder on the table, gently, the way one might place a final verdict. No raised voice, no dramatic reveal, just the cold truth. She opened it. Her hands shook. Her eyes widened. Her lips parted like a silent scream was trapped behind them. Her father reached for the papers. I let him. The moment he saw the results, his face lost its structure. His breath stalled. He looked at me like he was seeing a ghost, or judgment, maybe both. She whispered. I suspected, I replied, my voice calm, almost detached. Now I know. She broke, not loudly, not dramatically, just internally, like a beam snapping under too much weight. Her father tried to speak. I didn't let him. "Don't," I said quietly. "You've already said enough." I stood, collected myself, a man walking out of a burning house without looking back. And at the door, I paused just long enough to deliver the final cut. I wasn't the one pretending to not understand. You were. Silence swallowed the room. Their world collapsed in it. Mine didn't. Mine just changed shape. I didn't take revenge, not the kind that leaves scars. I took something cleaner, colder, permanent. I took my absence. As I walked away, I felt nothing for them. No pity, no grief, no nostalgia, just clarity. Some truths don't destroy you, they free you. And some betrayals don't need punishment, they punish themselves. By the time the elevator doors closed, I had already decided. They would never have access to me again. Not my loyalty, not my silence, not my usefulness. I left them with the truth, and I took back everything else. Quiet, simple, final.